I'm going to have to stop calling these Insider Ties because Insider Ties is only on a Friday, and I'm actually starting to do these every day, which means I'm just going to give this a title instead of giving it the name Insider Ties, and that's it for that introduction, and I should stop talking so much at the beginning of these and get directly to what I'm looking at. When I run across these stories, typically I write about them on the site. I'm doing it here. So let's get to it. If you guys follow the site, which a lot of you guys that are on YouTube, guys, girls, if everyone, I have to be non-binary here. If those of you who followed the site, you know that I always have a lot to talk about in regard to Allbirds. And there's a reason for that. The obvious reason is that in 2014, when I ran a Kickstarter, I actually launched my Kickstarter on the same day. I had the really bad misfortune of launching my Kickstarter on the same day as a company called 3/7. And I've written about that on the website. I think I'll put a link here. Make sure my hand's showing up. So you can click and go and look or read that article on the site. And I talk about the fact that they launched and 3/7 exploded. Within 5 days, they had over $100,000 that had been paid for their wool running shoes. 3/7 became Allbirds, which is now a $1 billion business. Now, I have to ask you guys a couple of questions. How many of you have a pair of Allbirds? I have more brands in my closet than most people, and I don't own a pair of Allbirds. Is that going to change? I don't know, but I really do. When I first saw this, I was like, you know, who is this for? Allbirds is really the Silicon Valley hipster kind of shoe for people. They aren't really trying to get fresh or anything like that. They simply are kind of just wearing shoes. They're just wearing this wool shoe. I don't know many people. I haven't seen anyone wearing a pair of Allbirds. But my demographics are primarily, you know, African American. I'm not around a lot of white dudes all the time. So white women, white people all the time. So, I mean, I guess I just don't see Allbirds. So how many people are actually wearing Allbirds? For them to be a $1 billion company, they have to be moving a ton of shoes. I've done a lot of research on it, so I could give you some numbers, but that's not the point. They're doing a collab. And as we know, collabs are the realm of sneaker culture. If you read the website, you also know that I'm not a big fan of collabs. I tend to think if you don't limit them and make them in probably maybe a 500 pair run, that you're going to run into a situation where that shoe ends up sitting. And even Nike has problems with this, where there were ambush shoes in the Nike clearance store for $49.99. There were also Martine Rose Monarchs in the Nike store for $49.99. So you can run into a situation, the James Harden and is it John Elliott? Nope, that's the LeBron and John Elliott in the Nike clearance store, $79.99. I'm trying to think of the James Harden, Daniel Patrick, $59.99, or heavily promoted on Facebook because they didn't sell out immediately. So I'm just going through this kind of list of collabs, and I know that brands feel that with the right collaboration, it can move the brand from this demographic to a different demographic. I don't know if this is going to do it, and when I initially watched this video, I was like, who is this for? What's up with the boombox? Obviously, there's hip-hop, there's lo-fi music, it's this kind of graffiti reference. Now, if you get in with Staple, you know that's kind of Staple's aesthetic because, you know, that's where Staple was born, in streetwear, right? So we know that. We know Jeff is just kind of a legend in streetwear. So we know that's where it's headed. I know you guys are like, shut up, man, and play the video. Yes, I'm going to play the video right now. Here we go. I like the beat. I like the beat. I like the beat. Don't listen to me. Go ahead. Got the dude with the brick cell phone over here. You got your boom box. Then you have the pigeon. And bam, it's the same placement of the pigeon as it is on the Nike Dunk that sneaker culture kind of goes crazy for. And the music here is good. I don't even know what the music is, and I'm like trying to use my Google to check it out. Was that a Latrell Sprewell reference? I don't know. Anyway, it's a cool little video. Allbirds time staple. My question is, where do you push this? Is Jeff Staple going to be the person pushing this shoe out to the people? Sneaker culture isn't, as much as people like to say that sneaker culture pays attention to sustainability. Sneaker culture does not pay attention to sustainability, and even though Nike's trying to make sure they have their move to zero, it's just not happening in that way. Sneaker culture is about cool and having the most of the dopest shoes. It's not about saying, hey, I'm only going to get one pair of shoes a year, and that's because I care about the environment. But we know that Allbirds is focused on the environment, so they are going to show you everything that goes on with their shoe, which is their carbon footprint, right? Is on the outside of the shoe. So basically Jeff Staple took the inside of the shoe, turned it outside so you can see what everything looks like. And they're educating you on sustainability. It's a very, very good thing for Allbirds to do, because I've been saying that someone in sneakers outside of Adidas is doing fantastic work with Parley. Nike, obviously, with their move to zero. One of my favorite brands, Community Made, they make your shoe when you order it, so it's handmade in the U.S. And I can keep going. Merrell is doing a great job with sustainability. All of these companies are really focused on reducing the amount of waste. The sneaker culture doesn't care, and I'm looking at this shoe. It comes. You can get a pair of socks too. It's a great little collab. But I guess the question I'm getting to here at the end of this video is, are you going to pick it up? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm going to pick it up. It's not out yet. So let me close that. It's not out yet. So if you're on the home page of the Allbirds site, this staple project does not show up at all anywhere. So you couldn't find it if you were just browsing the website. It's not under any of this. It's not in the materials or any of the links. So they have not yet released it. At least that's what I'm assuming, because right now everything shows up as sold out. I think I would have tried this shoe, although it's not. It looks like a moccasin because it's that laceless look. It's not my thing. It is their performance outsole, the Dasher, the Tree Dasher. It's their performance outsole. It's not my cup of tea. You know what? I don't know if I would order it or not. I'm not sure. But this is one where I probably definitely have to see it in person. But what do you guys think? You know what? Forget that. That's it. This went too long. I didn't even have to go this long. I just wanted to introduce it, talk to you guys about it, and see what you thought, because I didn't want to write an article. So I just did this. I'm going to put a link down here to the page so you can find this staple release. Like I said, though, it's not available right now. So you can't, not on men's or women's. It's showing it sold out. And I know for a fact that this thing isn't sold out in women's just that quickly as it popped up or showed up in my feed. But that's it. I'm going to leave it there, and I will see you guys on the next one, which may be today if I run across some more stuff. Peace.